Good afternoon. I'm Professor Andrew Deeks, President of University College Dublin. On behalf of my fellow faculty and staff, I wish to extend a warm welcome to this virtual conferring celebration, especially to our students, your families and friends, and to your supporters far and wide. I'm delighted to be joined by the Principal of the UCD College of Social Sciences and Law, Professor Colin Scott, and by the Dean and Head of the UCD Sutherland School of Law, Professor Imelda Ma. I now call upon Professor Imelda Ma to commence the proceedings.
Thank you, President. Díomh go léir ar na gcóid sin. On behalf of all my colleagues at the UCD College of Social Sciences and Law, I'd like to reiterate the President's warm welcome to you all. Traditionally, our conferring ceremonies provide an opportunity for you, our students, to come together and celebrate with friends and families before heading on your many separate ways. However, this year, as you know only too well, we find ourselves in unprecedented times, and sadly we didn't have the chance to hold in-person ceremonies last December. I know my fellow faculty and I were so disappointed not to have the opportunity to celebrate with you and to mark what is a really significant occasion in your lives. So we find ourselves in a changed world, one that is learning to live with COVID-19. And I know that you will play a part as the world adapts to that change and indeed adapts to the inevitable new normal. In fact, I expect that you will go and shape that new normal now that you have moved on from UCD. On behalf of my colleagues in the college who have taught and guided you and supported you throughout your studies, I want to congratulate each and every one of you. Comhordachas. Before we begin, I'll explain the procedure which we follow. Your degrees have been conferred in absentia, and we will use a ceremonial form of Latin for this particular celebration. The Principal of the College of Social Sciences and Law, Professor Colin Scott, will present each degree in Latin, and the President, Professor Andrew Deeks, will respond in Latin. I will then call each name for each graduate for each degree. Professional Diploma.
Fiona Timmins, Dean of Nursing and Head of School of the... No, let's do that one again. I'm delighted to be joined by the Principal of the UCD College of Health. Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis diploma professionale.
Thank you both. Education Leadership. Ronan Ryan. Degree of Master of Laws.
Pre honorabilis praeses tertique contio. Presento vobis hasce meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tamoribus quam doctrina habeles et idoneus esse agnitos, ad gradum magistere in utraque iure tam civili quam canonico admissos.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri in utroque iure tam civili quam canonico.
Thank you both. Precious Abebe. Wengzhou Chang. Katie Connolly. Shane Goff. Jordan Lawless. Roisin Ní Hafhuil. Zhuting Sheng. Criminology and Criminal Justice. Michelle Balance. Emily Healy. Sweta Krishnan. Aoife McLaughlin. Francesca Pignoloni. European Law and Public Affairs. Niamh Cotter. Nikki Gilbrand. David Hegarty. Owen McGuckin. Intellectual Property and Information Technology. Diksha Chabra. Sandra Kunska. Christian Jolly. Emma Kennelly. Karen Long. Ayushi Sarin. Fevan Ioannis. International Commercial Law. Augustin Akpan. Hamza Al-Shaheen. Alexandra Beketova. Callie Crawley. Adyasha Das. Anya Maeve Dolan. Cora Doyle. Amy Lee. Sangram Sanjay Lotankar. Shihan Liu. Huari Chu. Sonia Soni. Axel Voisin. Michael White. Ming Yi. Dongwon Pei. Shichen. International Financial Services Law. Paul Redmond. International Human Rights. Nadia Abu Alia. Natalia Ferreira. Emma Lienhart. Ciara McIntyre O'Shaughnessy. Patricia Monazzi. Chelsea Ramsden. Degree of Master of Library and Information Studies.
Prae honorabilis praeses totaque contio, presento verbis hasce meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tamoribus quam doctrina habiles et idoneas esse agnitos, a gradum magisteria studias bibliotecarius et informatarius admissos.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento verbis gradum magisteri in studies bibliothecaris et informatoris.
Thank you both. Orla Brennan. Stephen Caoilfhionn. John Doyle. Jessica Doehler. Trassa Harkin. Emily Heim. Patrick Joseph Keenan. Angelina Lavelle. Connor Alexander Linnett. Alana Mahan O'Neill. Bethany McConville. Roisin Mee, Jessica Mundy, Niamh O'Brien, Timothy Power, Aoife Quinn Hegarty, Samantha Siri, Eilish Sreenan, Claire Walsh, Leilani Wilson, Degree of Master of Public Administration.
Honorabilis praeses totaque contio. Presento vobis hasce meos filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus cum doctrina hables et idionas esse agnitos, ad gradum magisteriae in rebus publicae administrandis admissos.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri in rebus publica administrandus.
Thank you both. Charlotte Thumpster. Degree of Master of Public Policy.
Honorabilis praeses totaque contio. Presento vobis hasce meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus cum doctrina hables et idionas esse agnitos, ad gradum magisteriae in ratione publica admissos.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri in rationis publica.
Thank you both. Tomás Campbell, Sarah Conway, Carla Gummerson, Deborah Jordan, Sean Keane, Caoimhe Kerwin, Maeve Langton, Orla Lavelle, Cormac McCartan, Eden McHugh, Laura McKenna, Creven Andrew Gabriel Morrison, Jack Neelan O'Connor, Mark Nother, Olivia O'Brien, Shifra O'Fuilon, Shah Mohammed Saadi, Emma Swift, Grace Tierney, Mary Bernadette Welsh, Hao Nan Shan, Degree of Master of Science.
Honorabilis praeses totaque contio. Presento vobis hasce meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus cum doctrina hables et idionas esse agnitos, ad gradum magisteriae scientiae admissos.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri scientia.
Thank you both. Degree of Master of Science Applied Economics. Vincent Sahil Abraham, Shona Bridget Allen, Brian Barbieri, Gemma Bewley, Joshua Collins, Jeff Concannon, Jane Dooley, Tara Featherston, John Karangwa, Jack Keenan, Luke Kent, Rishabh Krishna Kumar, Jiayu Lee, Tig McLeam, Henry Chikezi Nwoke, Alicia Avinash Patil, Ashwarya Dattatreya Patil, Pranav Ashish Pete, Sean Roberts, Lucina Roach, Hao Feng Rong, Guillaume Savard Daigle, Applied Geospatial Analysis, Peter Connell, Zara Lee, Eric Rooney, Xinyi Wan. Behavioural Economics, John Andreu Chetty Reedy, Ruchi Basin, Stephen Carville, Deveshi Chowda, Thomas Craddock, Charlie Cregan, Charles Downing, Leonie Hill, Lynn Moo, Thomas O'Callaghan, Shin Yu Tuk, K.U. Yi. Communication and Media, Shruti Chandrasekhar, Sruti Diotale, Devani Kaur, Catherine Kirkpatrick, Veronica Laleggia, Xiaomin Liu, Dean Malloy, Justine Mornat, Lutzi Nissing, Swati Sasidrahan Menon, Matilda Aishish, Comparative Social Change, John Eric Andal, Sylvan Banu, Tanisha Barkakati, Peter Bothwell, Michelle Bruno, Meghna Dutta, Fangan Gao, Alana Hannigan, Isabel Kelly Russo, Con Kyohain, Victoria Cursite, Xing Yao Lu, Hao Shang Ma, Lee Ma, Erica Meslin, James Orioluwa, Anya Saghir, Rasika Sanjay Savali, Sebastiano Sessa, Sarah Silbert, Criminology and Criminal Justice, Shona Blacko Diaz, Lisha Brophy, Andrea Garcia, Kate Griffin, Tobias Gunning, Jessica Kyo, Kelly McCormack, Cicely McSorley, Simone Murray, Jessica O'Connor, Brian O'Neill, Eloise Thompson Tubridy, Setlomo Chwangalang, Nicola Wade, Shannon Watson. Demographic and Population Analytics, Kristen Bell, Aubrey Chiwati, Development and the Global South, Kira Stack, Digital Information Management, Yihan Guo, Chin Yi Hu, Anna Leary, Vishnu Nair, Equality Studies, Catherine Ammon, Laura Claffey, Roisin Cronin, Bevan Dunn, Alison Gaffney, Noah Gartfirst, Sudeepa Gunaratne, Agnes Jesler, Diane McSweeney, Fiachra O'Connor, Grace Shorten, Mira Talmatsky, Alexander Valto, European Governance, Sophia Paula Johanna Bensman, Janina Kopfmuller, Lauren Nicole Lorenzo, Andrea Palomero Briones, Marek Sustak, European Politics and Policy, Michelle Gibbons, Experimental Archaeology and Material Culture, Leanne Bellamy, Lauren Brown, Emily Calhoun, Orla Harford. Nemosine Rice, William Sinnes, Martha Revel, Human Rights, Eva Beggiato, Megan Aoife Boyle, Jason Coulter, Esperanza Escorza, Brianne Frangic, Ekaterina Gillen, Aoife Kelly, Asha Nakiwate, Hannah Nevin, Colleen Schock, Bomi So. Information Systems, Bharat Atom, Manigya Chauhan, Shinlin Chen, Harsha Venkata Sai Chundru, Chen Dong, Dipali Futane, Andre Geben, Vishnu Ram Govinda Raju, Arpan Pralhad Golrajani, Priyanka Good Guru Jala, Pavintra Seshu Iyer, Divya Vastupal Jan, Rahul Jan, Pradikshana Jaya Prakash, Meghana Kanan, Pavana Vamsi Karanam, Ankit Khanna, Yash Ashok, Adrienne Kerwin, Zitik Kul Shrestha, Amruta Makam Rajagopal, Manisha, Shivani Mathur, Jayant Patak, Rupastri Raj, Sumit Subhash Ramani, Smriti Rao, Priya Darshini Ravi Shankar, Raj Lalit Kumar Sanghvi, Ayusha Saxena, Ayushi Saxena, Rhythm Sen, Chaya Singh, Nagarjun Telakula Nagaraj, Ofure Ugu, Aaron van Haster, Daniel Versu, Vicky Vikash, Chi Hui Yang, Xiao Yi Sheng, Dan Tong Shang, Xiongning Xiao. International development. Yasmin Abush Kadim, Pauline Martinez Marin, Gina Paula Montano Perales, Emma Pyron, Sukarita Venkatesh, International Law and Business, Lena Creedon, Indira Dagadu Jagtap, Eva Kelly, Lingji Li, Lim Li Jin, Prerna Jain Mano Archand, Warren Mullane, Claudia Murphy, Laura Surnam, International Political Economy, Andreas Rupert Fasser, Anna Gildea, International Relations, Abhirup Bhattacharya, Lara Kasbari, Coralie Mallet, Shrinwanti Mistry, Shruti Deepak Narkar, Kevin O'Leary, Mindfulness-Based Intervention, Phil Noon, Politics, Saif Al-Mutawa, Evangeline Helou, Kitan Singh Parihar, Sarah Louise Sheridan, Quantitative Economics, Emily Dahlgren, Dara Dahora, Pritish Dutta Mazumdar, Madison McKinnon, Barry O'Kane, Junji Chuan, Wolfgang Benedict Schmal, Eshan Shenolika, Lawrence Shields, Fu Shen Shang, Rehabilitation and Disability Studies, Comfort Olufunmilola Della Salawu, Social Data Analytics, Kiran B. Kulkarni, Alan Cahill, Dylan Carroll, Amala Thomas Chazukaran, Vineeth Das, Wen Gong, Jack Hannon, Meng Wan Lee, Andrea Lovisolo, Adrienne Martin Bettencourt, Cassandra Presnell, Gladson Babu Skaria, Shrindi Sundaravada Vilu, Reina Raju Varghese, Xinyu Shang, Sociology. Hui-King Wang. Urban environment. Will Andrews. Anton de Boeck. Robin Ferguson. World Heritage Conservation. Courtney Castro. Lauren Audrey Conway. Garrett Donnelly. Robert Martin. Georgia Rookwood. World Heritage Management and Conservation. Sreyashi Pal. Degree of Master of Social Science.
Pre honorabilis praeses totique contio. Presente vobis hasque meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus quam doctrina habeles et idionas esse adnitos, ad gradum magisteria scientia sociali admissos.
Ego, auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri scientia sociale.
Thank you both. Yancha Fan. Mariana Restel Almeida. Degree of Professional Masters of Social Work.
Pre honorabilis praeses totique contio. Presento vobis hasque meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus quam doctrina habeles et idionas esse agnitos, ad gradum magisteria professionalis operibus socialibus admissos.
Ego, auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum magisteri professionalis operibus socialibus.
Thank you both. Stephen Langton. Degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Pre honorabilis praeses totique contio. Presento vobis hasque meas filias et hos meos filios, iam toti academiae tam moribus quam doctrina habeles et idionas esse agnitos, ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae admissos.
Ego, auctoritate mihi concessa, presento vobis gradum doctoratus philosophia.
Thank you both. Alufomilola Ajoke Olabode. Thesis title, Third World Approaches to Reforming International Investment Regime. That concludes the conferring of degrees. I am now delighted to welcome human rights lawyer, social justice advocate, and 2017 UCD Alumni Award winner in law, Caoilfhionn Gallagher QC, to address you.
Warmest congratulations to each of you, all members of this remarkable, resilient group of graduates who faced unprecedented and unforeseen obstacles in your master's studies. Your presence here today is testimony to a truly remarkable accomplishment. You've persevered and you've prevailed. And today we celebrate. And today we celebrate on Bloomsday, 16th of June, marking the day depicted in James Joyce's groundbreaking novel, Ulysses. And Bloomsday seems like a very fitting day to celebrate your achievements, a day intimately tied to Dublin, but also celebrated across the world, a day celebrating a remarkable book written by a UCD graduate, and also a book about Leopold Bloom, who, although he never leaves the streets of Dublin, is a wanderer, like the Greek mythological hero Odysseus, his mind stretching further than the streets at which he pounded. And in these unprecedented times, like Bloom, many of you will have been physically restricted to particular places and spaces in a bizarre world which has rapidly become very different. Many of us now have collections of face masks. New phrases have been added to our lexicon, such as social distancing, unheard of probably when you started your studies. And new jobs have emerged, such as bookcase consultants, to give you backdrop credibility on Zoom calls, not a service I've availed of, as you can see from the scene behind me. But the world simultaneously now feels much bigger, but also much smaller than before. Whilst we now speak to colleagues around the world daily and routinely, many of you, like me, will have loved ones who were once a short flight away and you could see very easily, but you've now not seen them in many months. Some of you will have suffered bereavements from half a world away. And completing a challenging course of graduate study in these circumstances is truly remarkable. And in honouring you today, I'm reminded of the words James Joyce wrote to Ibsen, one of his heroes. He wrote, "Your battles inspired me, not the obvious material battles, but those that were fought and won behind your forehead. And today I pay tribute to your achievements, including the battles which many of you will have fought and won behind your foreheads in these unprecedented times." Now, I'm a proud graduate of UCD in very different times, the 1990s. I benefited hugely from campus life, including spending time immersed in debating at the LNH and frankly spending rather too much time in the student bar. But above all, I benefited from being part of this remarkable, special university community and learning from the very best. I'm now an international human rights lawyer, and I have the tremendous privilege of turning my learning from UCD into action, including, for example, acting for the Hillsborough families in overturning the injustices of the very cases I learned about from law books in the 1990s, or acting for journalists such as Maria Ressa in the Philippines, persecuted simply for doing her job. And something that I do every day is I look at a quote I have on my wall in my room in Chambers from Roald Dahl, and it reads, "I began to realise how important it was to be an enthusiast in life. If you're interested in something, no matter what it is, go at it full speed ahead, embrace it with both arms, hug it, love it, and above all become passionate about it. Lukewarm is no good. Hot is no good either. White hot and passionate is the only thing to be." My one piece of advice, as you're at life's crossroads today, is to make sure whatever you do next, choose something you are white hot and passionate about. And going forward, think about the qualities you have in common with the many UCD alumni, including Joyce, who've gone before, and be confident that you're uniquely prepared for the way ahead. You've been immersed in a culture of respect for learning, a recognition that conventional wisdom must always be challenged, and you've learned from the very best in a school which recognises the value of interdisciplinary, cross-cutting thinking, as seeing the value of drawing on the rich intersection between areas traditionally considered only in silos. But think too of your added skills and achievements which you have as a group, which I and others who've gone before lack. You're able to adapt and persevere at a time of unprecedented adversity, and you are change makers at a time when change is sorely needed. Now, the UCD motto in Latin is ad astra, to the stars, but today, in honouring you, I remember the longer Latin phrase, per aspera ad astra, through hardships to the stars. Hold tight on your journey to all the things you carry from UCD. This will serve you well. You should be very proud of all you've achieved, particularly given the times that are in it, and I greatly look forward to seeing what you'll become.
My warmest thanks to Caoilfhionn for those inspirational words. Now I'm delighted to welcome our student speaker, Stephen Carville, who graduated in December with an MSc in Behavioural Economics.
Good afternoon, faculty, friends, family, and the amazing graduating students of 2020. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the staff and faculty of UCD who really came through and helped us during the last year. I'm sure you'll all agree that this experience would have been a lot more difficult without their continuous support. Congratulations to my peers from the School of Economics as well as everyone graduating from the different disciplines within the colleges of social science and law today. When first beginning this Masters, we all knew that we were in for an academically challenging year, but I'm sure none of us expected what was in store. However, I do not want the events of last year to overshadow this milestone in our careers. It's no small feat graduating with a master's degree, let alone graduating in the middle of a global pandemic. And I believe that this is a feat that we should all be extremely proud of. Who better to enter this new stage in life, having demonstrated resilience, adaptability, and a courage than the class of 2020. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank my classmates. From the quizzes, movie nights, and all-night study sessions. Although these events quickly moved online, we didn't lose that sense of closeness and support during this past year. Those video calls quickly became a haven of normality, while in our lives, nothing really felt normal. I'm extremely excited to be able to see you all again, and follow our careers as UCD alumni. Although there's a sense of anticlimax with the end of last year, finishing exams online and not seeing friends, I urge you all to give yourselves a huge round of applause and finish this experience feeling accomplished and extremely proud. Now is the time for us to follow our passions and put what we have learned to good use. Here's to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Stephen, for those lovely words. Now I will ask Professor Andrew Deeks, UCD President, to address you. Congratulations once again, everybody, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this very special day.
Distinguished guests, colleagues, and most of all graduates, you're very welcome to this virtual celebration ceremony. Given the restrictions in place last December, it was not possible to hold in-person ceremonies, and I'm delighted that you are joining us today for this virtual celebration of your conferring. As President of UCD, I take great pride and pleasure in extending my personal congratulations to each one of you. This has been another year of extraordinary challenge as the entire world continues to deal with the impact of COVID-19. I am, however, greatly heartened by how we as a community here at UCD have responded to the crisis with creativity and innovation and with courage and compassion. It is in these most testing of circumstances that we truly show what we are made of, individually and collectively. In facing the demands placed on us, we are discovering new depths to our resourcefulness and resilience. As Ireland's global university, UCD has played and continues to play a vital role in shaping our response to the pandemic nationally and globally, both culturally and scientifically. I'm proud to see how our brightest minds are rising to the challenge across all academic disciplines, from medicine and science and engineering to the arts and humanities. All around me, members of our UCD community have stepped up with courage and vision to meet the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, and their actions continue to underscore the vital importance of education, research and evidence-based decision-making in transforming our society. Graduation is a special occasion, marking the culmination of years of study and hard work by you, our graduates, and the teaching and guidance of our faculty and staff. As graduates, you have taken your place in a changed world, one in which your skills are in keen demand, your energy and passion is needed, and one that warmly welcomes your skills and expertise. While you were at UCD, our mission was to give each of you a holistic education, to inculcate in you a lifelong desire to learn and to create, and to instill in you a sense of purpose, a capacity for critical thinking, a desire to make a difference in society, and above all, an awareness of the global community in which you can make an impact. And I hope that you embrace these attributes and take them forward throughout your life journey. Here at UCD, We have almost 8,000 international students joining us from over 145 countries, adding enormously to the diversity and quality of campus life and to the UCD educational experience. We bring the best of the world to Ireland and the best of Ireland to the world. And so it's a particular pleasure for me to extend an Irish welcome to the families and friends of our international students who are joining us online today. Céad Míle Fáilte, Roíomh Go Léir, 100,000 welcomes to you all. During your time at UCD, I truly hope that we have given you a sense of belonging to a community that includes your fellow students, your flatmates and friends, lecturers and mentors. There's no doubt that the vast majority of you, whether you work here in Ireland or overseas, will operate in a global society. Indeed, in the increasingly global environment in which we live, that sense of local and of belonging to the UCD community is even more important. And so, wherever your career takes you, I would encourage you to stay in touch with your alma mater. As you prepare for the next stage of your life journey, remember that you are now a member of a very proud UCD alumni group of almost 300,000, based in some 170 countries, who will offer you a network of friendship and support wherever your journey takes you. While you were students, you were the centre of the UCD community, and now you remain a member of that community and carry the UCD badge with you. Wear it well, use it to open doors to advance your own ambitions, but also extend a helping hand to those who come after you. Seek to inspire and encourage them, and above all, follow our motto, Ad Astra, to the stars, by seeking to make your own mark and your own contribution to our society. The bonds of solidarity within the UCD community are tighter than ever as we support each other through these difficult times. I am very encouraged by the government's reopening plan for this summer, by the lower infection rates, the decrease in hospital admissions and the collapse in the mortality rate, and by the pace and efficiency of the national vaccination rollout. Here at UCD, we will continue to follow the government's advice and guidelines, looking forward to a smooth return to campus as soon as it is possible, while keeping everyone's health and safety at the forefront of our minds. But until then, I wish you well as you embark on your careers. Take care of yourselves and your families, and take heart in the hope that we will come together again at the end of this journey, stronger and more united than ever. Congratulations once again, and enjoy the rest of this very special day.